And we're live. All right, so we're here in typology. I'm Rob, and this is Stace, or Stacy, as she may better be known by those on Discord.
Yeah, I'm trying to throw you all for a loop.
So
undercover today.
It's interesting because it's Stacy with an I, but then you change it to an E, and it's now Stace, and you're not saying an E.
It's a little
what's that all about?
Stacy with an I, just a little too bubbly, a little too sweet.
All right, so I have some questions for you. Well, really, I just have some words written down, and I was going to infer questions. But the first thing I wanted to ask you about was your relationship with your family. I know you were hanging out with them this week, seeing them the social distancing. Shame on you.
You're looking through the window.
I've been researching.
Close my eyes now.
What's your relationship like with your family? How often do you see them? Do you like seeing them? Do you feel obligated to see them? Is it fun?
Oh, wow. Coming in fast with the hard-hitting questions. So I have a mom and dad and a brother. And our relationship has had its ups and downs, been kind of like a wave. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. Right now it's good. I see them, I at least talk to at least my mom every day. They have a tendency to follow me around. I've moved at least 2 or 3 times, and like a year later, they've like, hey, guess where we're moving? And I'm like, let me guess. 5 minutes away from me.
Interesting.
And yeah, there were some times when when I found out they were moving here at the time, we were not doing that well. And I remember they told me they were moving, and I went out to the car and I just closed the door and I screamed at the top of my lungs. Because they tend to be a little controlling. So
and
so, yeah, they're Mormon, so really hardcore religious, and I am not. And so that tends to cause some friction, but yeah, anymore. So yeah, but I love them. They're my family.
Did you say your brother lives with your parents?
Yes. Yes, he does. He has
does he like the moving around?
I don't know. He gets more attached to people than I do, so he really gets sad to leave his friends, but at the same time he also makes those choices. So I don't know. Like I said, he has health issues, so it's kind of hard for him to live on his own at the moment. Okay. Yeah. He works with mom and dad too. They have a family company, and I choose not to work with them.
you said you're from like a stage family.
Yeah.
So.
So my mom and dad had a dream.
They're kind of flexible on where they can live because of that, or?
Yes. So, well, they do creative work. They do photography and video work for local businesses. So they can kind of pick up move. They've done a lot of different types of things to try to stay afloat. So right now they're doing mainly photography and video work, but they don't perform so much as they wanted me and Josh to be the next, like Josh and my brother, like Donnie and Marie Osmond. So, and that didn't pan out. So,
yeah, I know in one of your videos you talked about not liking country music.
Oh yeah.
Is that like a conflict thing with your family, or?
Okay, so my cousins were a big Vegas act, and they were little kids and they played fiddle music, and so it was the 80s, so they had all the bedazzled dresses and everything, and they got to travel the world doing what they did. And so of course when me and my brother were born, mom and dad were like, they're good enough, they can do that too. And so we started to learn the fiddle music since we were really little too. And they had us all around trying to kind of replicate kind of the magic that my cousins had. But our hearts just weren't as into it, you know. It wasn't really my kind of stuff. I liked musical theater.
Right.
And then later like pop punk, so.
Okay, so not as into performing country, more into pop punk, but that's not what you were doing.
No, I did do musicals. I did musicals since I was like 6 years old, and I really liked that. We did it every summer. There was like a summer show, and it was an amphitheater. It was outside. It was just, those are some of the best memories of my life. But as far as like the stuff that my mom and dad had control over, I forgot what we were talking about.
I was asking about the type of music
you
like to perform.
As far as that went.
Weren't doing country at all.
Well, I did though.
You weren't doing the. Yeah,
sorry, no. When I was when we were like really little and we didn't really have a say, and you know, like when you are into something when you're very, very small, it's hard to know what's normal. And so I didn't know that it wasn't normal to be like, anytime we were around their friends, they would be like, oh, do the thing. And so we'd be like, okay, like, and we had no idea that wasn't normal. And so I kind of lived my life that way a long time, and I feel like I still kind of do in a way, where I like feel like I have to be a performer, and it's hard for me to separate the performer from who's really me. And so that's something that I've dealt with for a while, and has caused some problems in my life, I think. Just not knowing where the line is drawn between real life and the stage.
And so you haven't really been performing recently. Is that still a problem for you?
I went through a time period where the control that my dad had over my music career was so intense, and I felt like I couldn't get away. Like, we were living together at the time, and he had I had gotten a record deal, and I found out that he was funding it without telling me, that he was putting his own dollars into it, and he was leading me to think that the record producer was paying for everything, and they were having secret meetings behind my back. And when I found out that was going on, that was like really bad. Sorry, but I like got really depressed, and I quit music, and as a kind of like, you know, and I developed like an eating disorder, and that was when I was like, I have to have some semblance of control over my life, because, and that's when I like moved to the mountains. I was like, I can't do this anymore, because he wanted me to be this. He would always talk about wanting me to be this, you know, great example to like young girls, and I wanted that too, but in a different way. I wanted to be like outspoken about LGBT things, and I wanted to talk about, you know, how, you know, women should be strong, et cetera, et cetera. And he had the complete opposite with his Mormon upbringing, and so that put a lot of pressure on me. And I just felt like he had, since he had put money in, he was kind of holding that over me, and I just had to cut it at that point, because I wouldn't let that have a say over how I was going to do my music and present myself. So I quit for a few years, and I actually just recently started picking it up again.
Like the performing, you mean, or?
Not so much performing, but more just enjoying music for me again.
Okay.
Without feeling like a business asset, instead of like, you know, because
rebuild your relationship with music outside of performing.
Yes, exactly, and outside of
with your family,
being just an object to make money, you know, instead of, you know, because it's a very personal art to me, and it's just something I just want to. It's just something I want to enjoy for me and not for anybody else. So.
Right. Well, then why did you send your songs to us? Because I enjoyed them too. So
honestly,
now you're not just enjoying them.
Honestly, that was the first time I've shared my music since then. Y'all have actually helped a lot to bring me back out of my shell, and this quarantine too has helped, because I've been so focused on work and focused on being a mom and I haven't really had that time to be myself, and that's been going on for a couple of years now. And so I've been kind of rediscovering myself through all of this, and I felt completely enlivened. It feels so good. So thank you guys.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, because I
think she's referring to everybody on the Discord there.
Yes,
so, hello, Discord viewers from the sphere.
You.
I believe we have one watching right now.
Anessa.
I hope that's the right way to pronounce it.
I confirmed it with her.
Okay, good. Okay, so a lot to unpack there.
Just tear open my heart and like, here it is, guys. Right off the bat.
Right, so I guess I had a question about like how long this was going on before you found out, and you didn't really give a very clear timeline.
Sorry.
She's confirming you got the name right.
What is it? Yeah, it was. I think that I have a performance on YouTube that I've shared with y'all. It's a live performance, and maybe I did. I can't remember, but it was from that performance that I was discovered, and so that guy introduced me to, and I think I worked with him for maybe like 6 months, and we started to record a single, and he had people like, you know, bigger names, like, I don't know if anybody knows the acapella group Take 5, but they performed on it, and I feel really bad about it because I abandoned the project halfway through. I just went to him and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry.
And that was the thing with your dad?
Yeah, he was having secret meetings with the producer. And I wasn't involved in those meetings, and that when I found that out, I was furious. And so that's what led to I moved to the mountains, and then they decided to move to the mountains too, and that's cue the screaming in the car.
And so when you found out about this, was it more about the control, or what about it upset you? Is it like you weren't the truth, or?
Oh no, it was definitely the fact that I didn't have control over it. When I found out that he was putting money in, I knew that they gave him more saying power than me when it came to my music and the way that things were going to progress. And I could see the writing on the wall almost. I could see if he's willing to do this, you know, then what else is he willing to do behind my back and not include me in? And also, when is he going to be like, I put this money up, you know, and so you have to listen to me. And so it was just that idea of right out the gate, starting myself in shackles like that, really, that's not how I wanted to start any sort of career at all. And that's why I don't work with them too, currently. So.
Did you feel like it was a creative control thing? Like, was it trying to change how you were writing songs? Or?
My dad always, like, this is the dichotomy, right? Because he's always been so supportive. And I know a lot of people who are in music and who like to do that have always, you know, there's a lot of people who wish that they had parents who were as supportive as my parents. They've always, you know, told me to live my dreams. And I really, really appreciate that. And I think that that's wonderful. And I'm very grateful for that. But at the same time, so that part of it, the creative aspect, you know, he saw the world in me. And so he believed in what I was doing. And so creatively, I had control. It was more control over my identity and who I was. There was one point where I was with my boyfriend, and we were staying the night at my parents' house, and we fell asleep in my brother's room with my brother on top of the covers watching a movie. My brother left and to sleep on the couch and closed the door behind him. And my parents that morning banged on the door and started screaming at me. And they dragged me out, and they said, if you're not going to be on God's side, we're not going to be on your side. And that right there was like, oh my God, like, y'all are, I mean, it was like all of the times that they've controlled me through my life was starting to, like, as I grew up, I was starting to kind of see how that was a pattern developing. And I just didn't want it to continue anymore. I wanted to talk. And my dad is at the time. I mean, he's warmed up now, but he's super anti-gay and anti women working and things, and which is ironic. But I was a special case. But and I just wasn't gonna. I wanted to be me. I wanted to talk about the things I wanted to talk about, and I was really young at the time still, and so it was hard to I felt like I just had to completely cut it off in order to move, in order to get that fresh start. So
yeah, I guess I'm just wondering, like, in what way you felt controlled if you were able to write the songs the way you wanted to.
It's hard to explain. Okay, my dad's very. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. No, I was gonna. I can see how you sort of felt controlled. In other ways, in other aspects of like being closely tied to someone with different values you were kind of seeing for yourself, or wanting to align yourself with. But I'm not sure I understand exactly how that affects
my music
creative control.
Okay.
So
also, I guess I lied a little bit. Whereas, for instance, I just posted I like to do funny songs, and I just posted to the Discord actually one, and I used the fuck word, and so something like that, like, okay, so I have made a post on Facebook before, and it has like been a video that has a cuss word in it, and my dad will send me a Facebook message that's this long, talking about how disappointed he is in me and how horrible I am and how I'd better take that down, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's just, I don't want him to keep berating me like that. I mean, I say no. I'm like, I don't care. I'm keeping it up. But at the same time, if I wanted to have any sort of relationship with him, I didn't want him involved in my career. And to feel like he could do that,
And
because he put money in it. So I feel like he would have thought he could say those things. I paid for this, so.
But he didn't actually say that.
I can't remember if he did or not. I feel like, I don't know. I just knew that you can do that when you put money into something. I have any money. To this day, he's like, you need to finish that song. I'm like, whatever.
I'm just trying to get the sensory.
I know, it's more of just a feeling. Manipulative people, not that my dad is like characterized by being manipulative, but manipulative people aren't going to outright say those things,
Right.
Or when you're being manipulated, it's not.
But I guess I was trying to see whether it was overt or.
Oh, got it. Okay. It was me seeing the writing on the wall. I didn't want him to have that power over me. Even if he'd never used it, I didn't want him to have it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. So what did you do after this break from your musical path? So you broke from pursuing music with your family, and then did you move to music by yourself?
No, it was kind of tainted at that point. I moved in with my boyfriend.
Okay.
And I waited tables.
Okay. Just kind of doing whatever to be free.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. Part of me wishes I don't know. I don't wish it though. I would give up my hopes and dreams. I mean, to not have that power. I want,
Did it take a while to get to like speaking terms? I don't know if you guys weren't talking for a little bit. I don't know if you want to talk about this.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I can't hold a grudge, right? And so I made it clear that first of all, he could see that I was like not eating, right? And I was like down to 90 pounds. Right. And so he knew something was wrong. And there was one night where I almost killed myself. And I wrote about it in my journal, and he read the journal, and he knew that I was going to do that. And I think that at that point, he realized, I think something's wrong. So,
How did he get your journal?
He just opened it and read it. He knew something was wrong. See, that's the thing. It's like little things like that. And I'm just like, I don't want someone who's going to read my journal, you know? So,
But weren't you living with your boyfriend?
No. Sorry. I'm bouncing around. It was, that was when I was still at home.
Okay. So this is before.
Mm-hmm. I went back in time.
Okay. Yeah.
And so then that happened, and then I left after a while. So I think, so he knew that something was wrong, and I told him, I'm depressed. I just can't do this right now. I think it's hurting our relationship. And so then I left, and, you know, you'd have to be a really terrible person to not see someone struggling that much and still be mad at them, you know? And so he's a very, very, very nice person. He is super sweet. He's someone I could always go to for comfort and support. And, you know, people are complex. So we never stopped talking. We just, you know, I knew that the music thing was going to be a bad thing for our relationship. So.
Yeah, it's interesting because it seems like there's so much turmoil, but you're just like the relationship is still there, right?
I mean, he still brings it up every once in a while, and I just kind of like laugh it off. I'm like, yeah, no, whatever.
Brings up what? What does he bring up?
Oh, just my music career. Oh, you would have been so big. Oh, da, da, da. So sad you never did that.
Do you like sing with them now or anything like that?
My mom asked me to sing in church with them sometimes, and I mean, I'll do that because my brother sings and my mom sings. And that doesn't. I stopped doing that for a little while just to establish boundaries, but this has been it's been a while. So I've started to loosen those boundaries as time has gone on, and I'm back to being a little more normal. So
Good. All right. Well.
Whew.
let's move on to some. Which Disney princess are you?
I'm sorry, you broke up for that one. What'd you say? I'm gonna refill after
Disney
that
princess
one.
do you see yourself as?
Oh man. Okay.
And why?
Shit. Okay. I always liked. Okay, when I was little, I always liked Belle because she looked like me, and she liked to read, and I like to read.
Okay.
The Stockholm Syndrome thing's a little weird, so I don't know if I see me and her completely. Jasmine's kind of a bitch. I like her too, though.
I know you were talking about family being controlling, so that makes sense.
Yeah, and you know I liked Ariel too, but you know when you watch these back as an adult, you're like on the father's side. You're like, she's crazy. What is she thinking? I like Moana. She's a badass.
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, and Mulan. Oh my God, Mulan she's my favorite. I wish she's aspirational to me. I don't think I'm her.
You don't feel like you can be her, but you like want to be her.
If I really put my heart into it, maybe I could be Mulan. Never say never.
Oh. Got some cuts there. Mulan's top dog. So.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
That's cool.
I did dress like a boy for a little while. I went through a phase.
Okay.
You're breaking up though. Can you maybe switch internet? I just sent you a note.
All right. Sorry about that.
Okay.
All right. So, besides music, what other hobbies do you have?
Okay. So, work is kind of a hobby because I am lucky where I get to do what I like to do for work. I know that sounds so lame. I like work, but
that sounds sweet.
Yeah, no. So I'm a graphic designer for a winery, and so I get to do marketing as well. So I kind of have a lot. I wear a lot of hats, and they asked me when they hired me. They're like, "What's your perfect job look like?" And I'm like, "One where I get to do a lot of different stuff." And so they were like, "Great." So they have me doing like 5 different jobs. But I like the graphic design. I got to design a winery, which was really fun. It's in Gatlinburg, and I did the labels and here's a glass. And I got to design the interior and the exterior, so that was really nice. So I can still be creative, and my hours are flexible, and those are 2 really important things to me with a job. And it's kind of got a really chill atmosphere where we're all friends, even like the boss. We're all kind of like very low key atmosphere. I can wear jeans and a t-shirt to work. So that's a hobby.
Nice perk.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm trying to think of hobbies because, I just had a kid a year ago. And so hobbies kind of like fly out the door. Come back. But I really like to do painting. And I play the instruments, and I like to be outside. I want to learn to rock climb. That's on my list. I like rappelling.
You say rappelling?
Yes. So fun. Kind of like I like to ride roller coasters. So we have a theme park close by that I go to all the time and ride roller coasters.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
used to lift weights too. I want to get back
shows.
into that. Oh yeah. I love to watch my trash TV. My guilty pleasure. So like Oscar the Grouch.
Were you trying to hide that information?
No. I was trying to think of cool things.
So you were.
Maybe, yeah. Leaving it out by omission. But no, like I always sing the Oscar the Grouch songs. Like when I turn it on, my husband's like, "I love trash," and I'm like, "You bet it." But
Does your
yeah,
husband
no, I
watch
like
it with you?
I like my hot messes. Yeah. So we drink and we like yell at the television while we watch it. We just try to like out joke each other. I always say that I want to like do a podcast of us drinking and watching The Bachelor.
Or live stream.
Or live stream. Yeah, that too. He would never put his face on camera though.
Oh yeah?
I'm a photographer and he won't let me take his picture. He's got the perfect jawline for it too. It's a shame.
I saw something about a jawline earlier today.
I know. I was like, the jawline, finally, someone gets it.
Like, I have no idea what that's about, but okay.
Rock solid jawline. Like, mine is not. It's doughy. I have a round, doughy face. But anyways, enough about me.
No,
let's get back
not
to
enough.
Me.
Do you like shopping?
No.
Why not?
I don't like crowds.
You don't like crowds?
I don't like people. No. I don't. Just the annoyance of like having to go in and try on the clothes and take off my shoes. And
I didn't say clothes shopping.
That's the only shopping I do other than like grocery shopping, which who likes to grocery shop?
Not bad.
I like thrift shopping.
I thought you liked your grocery store. What happened to that?
No, my grocery store's amazing. It gives me all the coupons. But no, I like thrifting. Me and my mom would go thrifting, and I don't like it now because they've organized everything, and it was more fun to kind of dig through things and try to find the treasures. I got my wedding dress from a thrift store. It was $25.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Were you looking for a wedding dress at the time, or was this like way before?
What kind of person do you think I am? I had like a scrapbook.
I'm trying to find
no,
out.
I didn't know. I never even wanted a wedding in the first place. But no, I was looking. Every year they do this thing called the Goodwill Fashion Show in the town close to us, and it's a paid ticket thing, and you get alcohol and a meal, and you watch a bunch of they get all the best stuff, and they put it in one shop. And so that's where I found my wedding dress.
Okay.
And I was engaged.
All right.
So I'm not one of those girls that dreamed about her wedding.
Did you look at traditional shops before that, or was that your first choice?
My mom made me. Oh my God. So she was like, I just want to have this experience with you. So I was like, fine.
It's kind of nice in some places. You get champagne. I went with my fiance. So
not where I went. Heck no. They put me in these big froofy ball gowns, and I was like,
yep.
It was so awkward.
So yours was not a big froofy ball gown, I take it?
No, it was from the 70s. It looked kind of it was kind of bohemian.
Ooh.
I thought I wanted a little short one, but our viewers out there can't tell, but I'm 5 foot tall. And I tried one on, and I looked like a flower girl. So I was like, no, we're not going to do this. No.
Right. Okay.
I need to look like a woman.
How did the planning of your wedding go?
Shit. So I actually had. We're back to family stuff again, Rob.
No, this is about you.
Oh goodness. Well,
you and your family.
Hard to extricate. But we had 2 weddings. I wanted to just elope, and so my husband did too. But I have family in Canada, and I really wanted to see them because I hadn't gotten to see them in a long, long time, and I love them. And so we had to have a ceremony type thing too. So we eloped. It's a Catholic ceremony because my husband is Catholic, as you can see. And
I can't really see.
Oh, it's a little cross. He hangs this cross stuff everywhere. I'm like, what are you doing, man? I could put the screen around and you'd see Jesus 100 times. He's got a Mother Mary hanging, a giant one, in our bedroom. And I'm like, I don't need her watching me. But anyways, so we did a Catholic ceremony first. And my parents were not pleased. And then we did a regular, I wanted a hippie in the mountains ceremony. And so, and I wanted it cheap. And so I got this little cabin. It was pink. It was hideous, but it was cheap. And so they had a fireplace. So I got married in front of the fireplace, and my Canadian family was able to come, and we had a good time. I did everything. I cooked. I made mulled wine, and we kind of we're not very traditional people. So instead, my husband hates dancing, and I'm a terrible dancer. Nobody wants to see that. So we did a first song because my husband's a musician, and so we played a song together instead of a first dance, and that was our wedding.
So you weren't a dancer when you were performing on stage?
Hell no. Okay. My parents made me take clogging lessons, and I quit that right away. Clogging.
I didn't know they had lessons for that.
Yeah. Double step, rock step. Some things
so
are
you can't show us anything right now?
Huh?
You can't show us anything right now?
I can, but I won't.
Okay.
I'm barefoot. I'm not going to show you my feet.
So what about the planning for the wedding?
What is it? I'm sorry.
I guess I was trying to get at the planning for your wedding a little bit. How did that work out? Were you doing a lot of the planning for that? Were you?
I did everything.
Okay.
I like things to go my way. And so the only way to do that is to do it yourself. And so that's what I did. I would sit and I would like research places, and I just had in my head how I wanted it to be. I wanted an outdoor wedding. I wanted it to be in the mountains. I wanted it to be chill. And I wanted it to be small. I didn't want to invite anybody but like mom, dad, his mom, dad, and then any Canadians who wanted to fly in. Because if they were going to fly in, they were going to get to go to my wedding.
Okay. So you were the one finding the venue and getting the decorations all picked out.
Oh yeah. The decorations were funny because I worked for a company and they were just switching over from fall decorations to Christmas decorations. And they were just going to throw away all their fall decorations. So I pulled up the truck and I was like, I'm going to take these. So I took all the fall decorations and used those for my wedding decorations. I'm a cheap motherfucker.
I have noticed a trend in terms of bargains. I brought up groceries. You immediately said coupons.
What function is that?
Is there anything you kind of go all out on in terms of spending, where you're not trying to save money?
Okay.
Like maybe your ukulele, you got the premium one. I don't know.
Okay, I did. I did spend money on my ukulele. But my grandpa and my uncles on my mom's side are luthiers, which is instrument makers. And so my violin, my grandpa built. So that is the best quality ever and was also free. But
so the best deal ever.
Yeah. But I don't really buy anything shoes. Because shoes are important. Not like I have like 3 pairs of shoes that I cycle between, and they're all like higher quality because I want them to last for years. I don't want to keep buying shoes.
Is it because you don't like shoe shopping?
I hate shoe shopping. But I bought some Tevas for summertime because they're supposed to last a long time and they feel like you're barefoot. And that is important to me. I like to go barefoot.
Where? At work?
Actually, I do go barefoot at work.
I kick off my shoes right away.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Are you stomping grapes while at work? Is that why you're barefoot?
That would be awesome, but no, I am not. I'm just at my desk, sitting cross-legged, and I can't sit cross-legged and have like shoes on.
You'd think they'd just like put the grapes under your desk so you can get like 2 jobs going at once.
And the energy from like stomping the grapes also like gets the electricity going, and
it's your standing desk, and then you're just
or we've got like step counters on, and there's competitions. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll bring that to upper management.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm an outside contractor. I don't charge much.
I met this guy.
My rates are reasonable. Use that phrase. My rates are reasonable.
I've fired everybody that we've hired, so fair warning. My boss calls me the sniper.
This intrigued me, the idea of hiring someone to hire other people for you. If I get this hire right, then they'll get all the other hires right.
Right. My boss is like, "Is this just because you want to do it all?" And I'm like, maybe.
Well, because you're refusing to hire people?
No, we'll hire people because I'll be like, I'm so overwhelmed. There's so much to do. Can we hire like a third party to handle this part of it? And so then we will, and they'll not do a good job. So, and it's back to me.
I thought you were going to say more there.
Nope.
Okay. So when you're at work, which I realize you haven't been for a little bit due to quarantine, do you stay at your desk most of the time, or are you interacting with your coworkers?
Oh, well, I'm not doing that either.
Okay, what are you doing?
I picked a corner desk away from everything, so I could. I don't like being
not stink up the office.
Yeah, that's funny. No, so no, just so people don't bother me, because I don't like people talking to me while I'm working. I kind of have to get in the zone. I like to listen to music while I work and have something kind of going on, and I like to just home in, because otherwise, I'll be working on something and then someone will come in and talk to me, and it'll interrupt my flow, and then it takes a long time to get back into it again. So I don't like to talk to people while I'm working. The other part of my job is kind of sometimes I have to go to networking events and community events, go to the different wineries that we have and get social media content, or, talk to the managers about, what's going on at their store, what do they need marketing wise, and things like that. So kind of just run around. Sometimes I work at Starbucks if I don't feel like going into the office at all.
Right.
Keep my shoes on there though.
So good. I'm not sure if they have a policy about that.
They probably do.
No shirt, no shoes, no service.
Yeah.
But if you already got your coffee, then I'm not sure how that works.
That's true. I'll test it next time.
Okay. You do that.
Accepted.
I'll be waiting here. So sometimes you're sitting at your desk zoned in, and other times you're interfacing with people.
Yes, I would say that's accurate.
Which part do you like better?
If it was all of one of them, I think that it would get old. But the fact that I can space it out based on how I feel is nice, right? So if I'm sitting there working at my desk and I'm feeling antsy, I'll be like, I'm just going to go to the winery. And so then I kind of get that out of my system, and then I can come back and work, or I can finish at home, or it's super flexible.
It's pretty nice.
So that's kind of what I do.
Yeah. I always feel like I'm glued to my desk at work, so it's weird. It's I don't
do you
have
like
anything.
that, or do you? Or is it fine?
It's not usually that big of a problem, but occasionally it's I need to get away or something. But I can go for walks or something. But it is just I can't accomplish things away from my desk, really.
Okay.
So yeah. Oh, okay. So I wrote down something here about persuasion. So you do some marketing stuff. Do you have to persuade people? Do you feel like you're persuasive?
That's my job, is to sort of incept people's minds to purchase our wine. And I mean, okay, alcohol's an easy sell.
You don't feel like it sells itself?
That's what I was just saying. Yeah, I was like, alcohol's an easy sell.
Okay.
But at the same time, and I like a challenge too, where we were doing a lot of what's called intercept marketing. So we were trying to get people when they were in town. And so we have a wine trail where if someone visits one winery, they're given a card and they're like, hey, go to the other wineries in town and you'll get some free shit. And that was working really well for a long time. But when I came on board, I was like, hey, what if we got people to put the wine trail on their vacation schedule before they come into town at all? And so now it's a new challenge of, yes, we have our existing customer base and we get them when they're here, but let's get the people who aren't even here yet, who don't know about us. And so that's been kind of a fun challenge to try to get into the minds of, people who are planning their trip. And to, what sneaky ways can I get their email and start sending them my newsletter, and things like that. So I do think there's a bit of that, manipulation in marketing, of course.
Right. Yeah.
So don't give your email away, kids. Because we've got you forever.
You have to give it to like everybody these days.
Yeah.
So are you like persuading people in person, or is it more?
Oh heck no. It's all
I
you
know you do
think.
some video content with yourself, right?
Oh shit.
So
It's not good, but that's by necessity since I'm quarantined. But I don't know if I'm a I don't know. I don't know if
so it's
I'm a
not typical.
I feel like everybody likes to think that they're convincing, you know? Um
I happen to think I'm shit, but
maybe that's just me thinking that then I'm like I'm good at this, right? But I'm trying to think of specific instances where that would even apply to manipulate people, or not manipulate, but convince someone of something in person. But no, I'm not like a door-to-door salesman or anything. That's not my jam. I can't do that at all.
I wasn't sure if that was like one of the things where you were interfacing with these companies where you had to persuade people of things, or if that's.
No, most people are trying to persuade me to, join on to their like marketing initiatives. Like, hey, would you like to market with us? Would you like to advertise with us? And then I have to vet that. But for the most part, no, because I can't convincingly, I don't think. First of all, I have to believe in the product and I have to like the product. I could never sell or work for anything where I didn't actually like the product. And secondly,
But it's wine, so it's easy to like this product.
Right. Yeah, exactly. There's some people in our company that don't even drink. And like, how do you do this? But anyways, okay, for instance, my dad is really into the multi-level marketing stuff. And so he tried to get me to do that at one point. And to me, oh my gosh, that's my personal hell. Personal hell is to be like the multi-level marketing boss babe, because it's just all about trying to, coerce your friends and family to come to your house to do a meeting, to try to sell them shit. And I could never do it. I could never do it. First of all, I didn't have enough friends. But even if I did, I wouldn't want to do that because it seems very fake.
Right.
And yeah, so I don't know if that answered your question, but I hope it did.
Sorry, I'm hearing noise outside, I think.
Oh shit, people are
my neighbor's yelling at their dog. Do you think your dad is persuasive?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Annoyingly so?
He knows how to lay on the guilt, but I think he was better when he was younger. He is like your salesman, right? That's like his thing. But as he's gotten older, I think he's lost a little bit of his, zap. But
charm.
Sure, yeah, that's a better word. But okay. Yeah, I think he's better at that than I am. I just can't. Sure. I can't do that. I can't. I wish I could describe what it is. I can't, but it just seems so. I can't put on the facade. I can't bring people into my home just to sell them stuff. It's not me. I can't even self-promote. So.
Do you think there's an aspect of seeing that your dad is good at that and not wanting to be like that?
Ooh, you're shrinking me. No.
Just asking.
No. No, because my dad was someone I actually, when I was little, I really, really looked up to him. Mm-hmm. And so I did want to be like him. But I knew from a long, long, long time that road wasn't for me. It's just not something that's in my wheelhouse.
In terms of being someone that is persuasive like that, or?
I keep coming to the word like fake, and I know that's not fair, but that's the word that just keeps coming in my head, like that sort of cheery, sort of like, I'm going to dedicate all of my, social media real estate to talking about this one product that may or may not, do shady things for shady people. And even if it was a good product, I don't know. I'm not a salesman.
Okay.
Which is interesting. I feel like a salesman and a marketer are two completely different people. A marketer is thinking more of the, like almost like the psychology. They're both do it though. I don't know. Like with marketing, it's a lot of the psychology behind, what color, this color calms people. This color, like I will see things like at a movie rental place or anything where it will have two buttons to press. One is like bright red and one is gray. And I'm like, they want you to press that red one, because it's there and it catches your eye first. And so it's those little things that you see everywhere. And once you know that they exist too, then you just keep seeing it everywhere. And it's almost like a game for me sometimes. I'll like point out to Tyler, I'll be like, look what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Tyler's my husband. I don't know if I said that.
Did you watch Mad Men?
Yes. Oh my gosh. It's so funny too, because when I started working in marketing, my husband was like, so are you like Peggy or Dawn? I used to be Ginsburg, but now I'm moving up to Dawn.
Which one was Ginsburg?
Ginsburg was the artist. So that's what I did at my old job.
Okay.
I just did strictly graphic design.
So now you're writing things alongside graphics?
Shit, I do everything. I'm the one that chooses.
Right. I forgot you said you do everything.
Yeah.
You hire everyone. What does everyone else do?
Well, there's only one marketing person and it's me. So I'm the entire marketing department.
Okay.
For 8 properties.
So you don't make the wine?
You know what? I have asked to take winemaking classes, and I think I'll get to next time that's available. So that'll be really fun. I'm super excited to learn that aspect of the wine business.
Do you know much about the winery? Do you think you could give a tour?
No, because I don't know all the I cannot remember how many gallons the tanks hold or the degrees that it's for that. I'd have to make it up.
You could get that written down for you.
I mean, I could, but how lame would that tour be if I'm just looking at the thing being like, okay, so
well, I just mean
yourself and read the pamphlet.
I guess I was more thinking you could show them around and be like, this is what this room is for.
I have done that. I have done that.
You have done it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I haven't I've had my boss be like, you're the one that talks to them and gives them the facts. I'm the one that welcomes them. I'm like, hey guys, all right, now listen to this joker.
You feel comfortable in that role?
In the role of welcoming people? No.
Yeah, saying hey guys.
No, I hate it.
I meant this.
I hate it. I cannot stand it.
You don't like saying hey guys?
I can't really. Okay. Story time. So the last time we had a group and I had to do this, there was we gave them all cheese trays and someone left one of the cheese trays unopened. This was pre-COVID. This was a different world. And so I was like, oh man, if nobody takes that cheese tray, I'm going to eat it. And so just as everybody was filing out, this woman comes back and she's like, can I have that last cheese tray? I'm kind of a cheese girl, And I said, oh, I feel you completely. If you weren't going to take it, I was. And she got real weird. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You have it. You have it. You have it. And I was like, no. I said, stop. I said, I was just trying to bond with you. And my coworkers lost their shit. They were like, you're a fucking cyborg. Who says that? And I was like, I don't know.
Just being honest about it.
Yeah, so that's the story I tell when people are like, do you like talking to people? Or do you like... I'm like, I can talk to people, but it gets weird really fast.
Okay.
Small doses. I'm good at small doses. We probably lost half of our viewership right now already.
Well, we're getting along. I'm not sure how late you can go. I had a few more things I was going to ask you.
Sure.
Are you good to keep going?
Yeah. Oh, my baby's up at my in-laws, so who live across the street. We are still social distancing.
Okay. Good.
And that's like the burning question on everyone's mind.
Maybe, I don't know, but not really mine. So my next question was, what does an ideal day look like for you?
Oh my goodness.
So you said one of your favorite hobbies is working, so I assume you're going to work.
No, at this point, okay, an ideal day. Let me think. So, okay, is this like a normal day that can exist, or is this like a dream day?
Believe it or not, this is a fake question. You can make whatever you want out of it.
I just wanted to make sure I was existing within the parameters of the
I'm sorry, I'm not going to make this happen no matter what you say, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so I'm going to go with best day ever.
Maybe you meet Paul McCartney.
This is within the realm of reality, but also atypical. So, if I had to pick a perfect day, it would be outside of the house. I would try a new kind of food. I would do something daring, like go ziplining. I would eat more good food and drink expensive wine. And then I would go to bed and have a full night's sleep.
Okay. So food, adventure, and a nice sleep.
I would buy a plane ticket to somewhere. See, I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to buy a plane ticket. You know, have you seen those movies where the guy goes in and he's like, give me the next flight. I don't care what it is. And then I've wanted to do that.
I don't know.
And then just explore that town or wherever. Have you not seen that? Okay, well, just imagine
what
going to the airport. I don't know. Maybe I make it up. Maybe I dreamed it. I don't know. I've always wanted to do that, though.
Okay. Just go explore somewhere new.
Reality. But if I didn't have reality, and if I had all the money in the world,
right? Do you ever do stuff like that, where you fly to a new town?
No, because I've always been poor. And now that I finally have money, I have a child. So I thought it would take a long time to get it, and it was the first try. Literally the first try.
No going back now.
No going back now. So maybe, yeah, when did you tell her that?
And we're back for a lightning round with Stace. Stace, are you ready?
No, but carry on.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, what is your favorite color?
Black.
This is lightning round. Come on.
It's all colors. Okay.
What's your favorite pizza topping?
Pineapple and pepperoni with jalapeno peppers.
Oh, well, that's 3 toppings. All right. So, rule breaker. Least favorite pizza topping?
No toppings.
Okay. Favorite Disney princess?
Mulan. I'm going to land on that one now.
Brand of beer?
Mosaic IPA.
Oh, sorry. Can you say that again?
My favorite beer is a Mosaic IPA.
Oh, from the Mosaic Church?
No.
White or red wine?
White.
How old are you?
29. 28. Shit. I'll be 29 soon.
What was your favorite school subject?
Writing, English-ish.
Least favorite?
Math.
Favorite holiday?
Halloween.
All right, I knew that.
I like to dress up.
Favorite show?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that one.
Favorite TV show? And
you know what? The Bachelor. The Bachelor. Come at me.
Okay, now I'm going to a website.
What was the one your fiance wanted you to ask me?
Okay, break between lightning rounds. How do you feel about poop jokes?
How do I feel about poop jokes?
Yes.
A well-timed poop joke is one of the best.
What about dead baby jokes?
Dead baby jokes. Yeah, they can be funny. As long as it doesn't get too visceral, just the concept of dead babies is fine. When it gets too sensory, that's where you lose me.
Okay. Is there something that can't be joked about?
I think everything can and should be joked about. I think that's the beauty of comedy, is that it is subversive and it is sort of like, I feel like it has a different place in society. It's there to mock society, and it has been ever since, like, the feudal England. Like, that's comedy. So
I thought you were going to say since the cave drawings.
Since what?
Since the cave drawings.
I mean, I was about. Have you seen?
They were mocking the hunters in those drawings. All right, so lightning round from a website, because I'm not creative. Do you prefer texting or talking?
Texting.
What's your favorite day of the week?
Saturday.
Favorite city in the U.S. beside the one you live in?
New York City.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's an energy. You feel an energy, like, in the streets. It pulses. It's fabulous. Continue.
I think that's the sewers. Do you have a nickname your parents used to call you?
Okay, so my middle name's Marie, and they didn't realize that this was not a good thing to call someone, but they would call me Staci Riri.
Staci Riri.
Okay. You can abuse that.
This one seems a little outdated. Last song you downloaded.
Oh, Jesus. I think the last song, LimeWire or something or other. Probably some, I don't know.
Yeah. I probably should have just skipped that one, but I thought it was so outdated it was funny.
No, it is funny. It's a Black Eyed Peas song.
You wrote.
The last song I wrote?
Mm-hmm.
That Nothing Is Real song for y'all.
Okay. Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Talk to animals. Fuck people.
Well,
I'm joking.
What animal would you talk to first?
Probably my cat. I would apologize.
For what?
My baby.
for my baby's like poking.
He like tortures my poor cat. Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's sad.
I don't know though. Would animals really have anything interesting to say?
I don't know. You changed your answer.
Would they suddenly have human thoughts, or would it just be like, food, fly, leave?
I mean, you're not reading their minds. You can ask them questions.
Conversing with them, so they would be okay. Okay, I just need. Sorry.
So when the dog starts barking, they're not just like bark, 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 bark. They're like other dog over there. But I guess that's not very interesting either. So
I've changed my answer.
All right. So you went from fuck people to fuck animals. Got it.
We're just gonna edit this video.
Actually, so you could try and persuade an animal to. Never mind. How long does it take for you to get ready in the morning?
5 minutes.
So you don't shower? Or
I
that's
shower at
really
night.
fast. Okay. Scale of 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you?
9.5. I assume all people are idiots, and so I drive accordingly.
All right. Fill in the blank. Taylor
Already.
Swift is blank.
Overrated.
Overrated. Okay. Rate yourself as a musician on a scale of 1 to 10. Weird. That's a strange question to have on here.
As a musician, I would say like a 3.
What about as a dancer?
I don't think there's a negative number that really encapsulates just the scale. My friend once told me, he was like, I like dancing next to Staci because it makes me not feel so bad about myself.
Visibility or super strength?
Super strength, 100%. I'm not going to hide. Fight you.
Is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers?
No.
Okay. That was it. Well done. You passed.
Thanks.
Apparently you passed your driver's test because you are an excellent driver, according to you.
I did not pass my driver's test the first time. Right. Practice makes perfect.
How would your husband rate you as a driver on the scale of 1 to 10?
I mean, he better rate me about 9.52. Speak of the devil.
Hello.
Hello? Hello? Hey, what's up? Yeah.
Should we end this?
I can. What do you want? Oh, yeah. I have hamburger
how she interacts with her husband.
Yeah. It's that hamburger helper stuff. Unless they're cooking up there. Yeah. Is there better food there? Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Feed him ravioli. Yeah, no problem. What time do you want to come back down? Okay, yeah, probably. I'm almost done. Okay, come down whenever. Love you.
Some interesting insights there, for sure.
Yeah. Turns out I'm not cooking tonight.
Yeah, I actually skipped over a question about asking you about cooking.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. How are you as a chef on a scale of 1 to 10?
Compared to other chefs, like probably a 3. Compared to like normal people, I would say maybe a 6.
Okay.
I mean, compared to like chefs,
where a normal people
like
5.
Like a 1. Yeah, I don't know. I think my food's good.
Were you gonna make some hamburger helper?
I mean, that's not good. That's my calling it in.
Okay. Do you usually like plan out your meals or?
Okay. So what happens is I'll go to the grocery store and I'll buy food. And I'll try to buy food, that'll last the whole week. And then I end up throwing it out because it goes bad before we get around to it.
Classic.
Yeah, so now I just, quarantine's helping because I'm forced to cook. I hate throwing out food that I bought. It's a waste of money. But at the same time, it's like, well, maybe I probably shouldn't have bought that then if nobody was going to eat it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't like plan out meals that you're going to have every night or anything like that?
No. No, I like to just have just stuff around that is useful for a lot of different types of meals, and then I can kind of throw something together. you know, or if I'm like feeling adventurous and I want to try something new, then I will prepare for that one meal. So I will go to the store specifically for the ingredients for that meal, probably at lunch break or something. Keep it in the company fridge and then bring it home.
So most of the time, are you making things that you've made before?
There's a couple that are Tyler's favorites that he asks for every once in a while that I get around to, but I like to, I only get super inspired whenever it's something that I'm trying for the first time.
You say most of the time it's like fairly mechanical, like trying to get some food on the table?
I would say that I like cooking when it's not mechanical, but some days, you know, you just got to do the hamburger helper.
Mm-hmm.
Because not every day it's going to be like me, you know, a hibachi chef flipping knives and stuff. Like,
you do that sometimes?
No. I would kill myself.
I was going to say, I feel like if you're doing hibachi, you're automatically above a 3. But maybe I'm just like a 1 and can't really rate anything. I'm pretty good at cereal, gotta say. I get the milk to cereal ratio, like, you could blindfold me.
You know what? Good job. That is something.
I'm also lying. Anyway. Well, thank you, Stace, for popping on here and answering all my questions.
Yay.
Getting nice and invasive into your life.
I know. Thanks, everybody, for watching. She said creepily into the camera.
I'm going to put a link to the form as part of this video, so you can get people to try and type you from this.
Oh, okay.
And get some feedback. So
cool. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. This was fun.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.